Hello, everybody. Bob DiGiacomo, Bermuda Bob Leadership and Intentional Growth Coaching. I am coming to you from beautiful and sunny, blustery, windy Bermuda. You know, we've all been watching I call it a hurricane. I think Dorian is a him-a-cane as opposed to a hurricane. But we've all been watching and just paying attention to what's been going on. It is such a slow-moving storm. I know I had a whole bunch of people expressing concern for us over here in Bermuda. Well, the doggone thing is taking its sweet time doing its sweet thing well, maybe not a sweet thing, but it's just taking its time doing its thing. And as a result, it's nowhere near us yet. I am still paying attention to whether it's going to take a curve around that natural South Carolina, North Carolina boundary there that kind of curves before it goes back up. And then the latest forecast that I heard was that it's going to go up to New York, of all things. So who knows? I mean, there's so much going on out there right now, and I don't want to dwell on that other than to ask for all of us to put out some prayers, not only for the people who have suffered, but for the people who are definitely in harm's way, as again, this thing is moving so slow. But today, I went out and met with a couple of my coaching clients, and I took some time to start going through John's new book, The Power of Five. Now, this book is not that thin, and a lot of times thickness does not imply greatness. This book has a lot of power in it. In fact, I don't want to hide the title, The Power of Five. And I was in the first chapter, and I'm going to read some of the questions that I garnered, because not only are these questions applicable and appropriate for my coaching clients, but I had to ask myself these questions as well. And by the way, just in case, it's very, very hot here, and I'm having a hot cup of coffee. You're probably saying, Bob, you're crazy. Why would you have a hot cup of coffee on a very hot day? There's just something about this hot drink that tends to cool things off a little bit. But in any event, I came up with some statements and questions. Time cannot be managed. You don't get more of it. And so the initial question, who fills and determines your calendar? And then I came up with some additional questions. What are you learning right now? What are you learning right now? And then, do you wake up excited? Now, every morning when I get up and I have my morning prayers, I basically say to my grand overall designer, my God, to whom I'm accountable to, I say, well, you didn't call me last night. So by my waking up today, there must be still something that you want me to deal with. So that's where my question, do you wake up excited? Just another day, whatever, same old routine. No, man. Do you wake up excited? The fact that you woke up is so paramount. And then another question I came up with, are you in or out of your comfort zone? My gosh. And I kind of tweaked that question a little bit. Are you in the picture or in the frame? And the people that you have on your team, remember this was a coaching question, the people that you have on your team, are you letting them in the picture or are you keeping them in the frame? Do you look at failure as failure or your friend? Do you look at failure as failure or do you look at failure as your friend? And there are just so many more questions that I came up with on this wonderful day just by going through chapter 1, and I just wanted to share them with you. And I haven't been on a live Facebook in a while. I think you can appreciate it's been a lot going on. I just came back from the John Maxwell International Maxwell Certification event. We used to call it the live event back in 2011. Now it's called the IMC because it's grown so much. We get to be in the picture and not part of the frame. And I don't know if I mentioned this previously, but I had the honor, the privilege of being part of the escorts for the VIPs that were at the IMC, because at this previous IMC that just occurred a couple of weeks ago, the Maxwell Leadership Awards for 2019 were going to be presented, and the top 4 finalists were there. And I had the honor and privilege, along with Mary O'Grady, of escorting one person in particular for the whole day, soup to nuts, as well as her guests. And I don't know if you know Rona Bennett, but she was the lead singer for En Vogue. Fabulous, fabulous lady. And I would have never had that opportunity if I didn't get in the picture, because being part of the frame just doesn't cut it. So much more I can go into today on a live Facebook video, but I'm going to get back to some other things that I'm working on. What are you working on today? Are you working on something today? Because you know what? You're watching this. You must have woken up this morning. Are you excited about that? Anyway, so until next time, Bob DiGiacomo, Bermuda Bob Leadership and Intentional Growth Coaching. And oh, by the way, we've just recently created a new podcast series by the Leader Transition Institute. I'm part of a group of veterans who are out there working with military types to help them get ready for transition into their next part of their life. So it's going to be up on iTunes and probably Google Play once I get it up there, but it's called Leader Transition Institute. I'd love for you guys to share that. I'd love for you guys to listen to it. But most importantly, if you know somebody who is in transition, and by the way, even if they're civilians, they will be transitioning at some point, and that's where we come in and can help them to get ready for that. So that's it. Bob DiGiacomo, Bermuda Bob Leadership and Intentional Growth Coaching. And I'll be coming to you from beautiful and sunny Bermuda. Whether I'm in beautiful and sunny Bermuda or not, it doesn't matter, because every day is beautiful and sunny. So that's it. Make it a great one. All the best, and God bless. And again, prayers to those who've already suffered, and prayers for those who are in harm's way. Just got to ride it out. All the best.